The children of the Great Migration. Dakota's heart sank as he watched the soldiers march toward their village, knowing the time had come for his family to leave their ancestral home. The journey began in silence, with Dakota's family walking alongside countless others, their footsteps heavy with sorrow and uncertainty. Ayana, Dakota's young daughter, clutched her mother's hand tightly, her eyes wide as she tried to understand the fear around her. Dakota's wife, Nita, whispered stories of their people's strength, hoping to keep their spirits alive during the long, painful trek. The cold nights on the trail were unbearable, but Dakota never allowed himself to show weakness in front of his family. Ayana often looked to her father for comfort, but his stoic face only made her feel more uncertain about their future. As the days stretched into weeks, the landscape changed, but the sense of loss weighed down on everyone. Nita fell ill during a particularly harsh winter night, and Dakota could do nothing but hold her close as she drifted away. Ayana wept silently, her tears freezing on her cheeks, as she watched her father bury her mother by the side of the road. Despite his grief, Dakota knew he had to continue moving for the sake of his daughter and their unborn future. The journey's end came at a price. Indian Territory was a harsh and foreign land, nothing like their beloved home. Years passed, and Ayana grew into a strong young woman, her heart still heavy with the memories of her mother. Dakota taught her the old ways, showing her how to survive in this new land, even though it pained him to see her struggle. Ayana often dreamed of the life they once had, the rivers and forests of their homeland calling to her even in sleep. She found herself torn between the traditions of her people and the need to adapt to the new world forced upon them. Dakota, now an old man, watched as Ayana became a mother herself, her children's faces a blend of old and new. Ayana's husband, a man of mixed heritage, tried to teach their children the English ways, though she resisted. Conflict arose within the family, with Ayana fearing her children would forget the stories of their ancestors. She often told them tales of their people's bravery, of the great migration that had brought them to this land. The children listened, though the world outside their home was one that spoke of progress and forgetting the past. Ayana's eldest son, Wes, grew restless, caught between his mother's teachings and the world's demands for assimilation. Wes would often wander the forests, seeking solace in the silence, though he felt disconnected from the land. His grandmother's stories echoed in his mind, though he didn't understand how they fit into his modern life. One evening, Wes found an old piece of pottery in the forest, buried beneath the roots of a tree, and felt a strange connection. He brought it to his mother, who told him it was a relic of their ancestors, a reminder of the life they had once known. Wes, now curious about his heritage, began asking his mother more questions about the old ways and their family's past. Ayana, though surprised by her son's interest, was grateful for the chance to pass down the knowledge she feared was lost. Wes began to learn the stories, songs, and traditions his mother had tried so hard to preserve, finding pride in them. Dakota, on his deathbed, smiled as Wes recited an old prayer in their language, knowing the future was in good hands. After Dakota's passing, Wes felt a deeper sense of responsibility to honor his ancestors' resilience and strength. He began teaching his younger siblings the stories of their people, ensuring that they too would carry on the legacy. Ayana watched with pride as her son embraced the traditions she had fought so hard to keep alive. The world outside was changing rapidly, but within their home, the spirit of the Cherokee remained strong. Wes faced challenges as he navigated the modern world while holding onto the old ways, but he never wavered. He found strength in the stories of his ancestors, knowing that their struggles had paved the way for his survival. Wes began to understand that his identity wasn't a choice between the past and the present but a blending of both. As he grew older, Wes became a leader in his community, helping others reconnect with their heritage. The land that had once felt foreign now became a place of healing and renewal for Wes and his family. Ayana, now a grandmother, smiled as her grandchildren played in the fields, their laughter a symbol of hope. Wes continued to teach them the old ways, knowing that their future depended on understanding their past. The community began to thrive, as more and more people sought to reclaim the traditions that had been lost. Wes, though still young, became a respected figure, his knowledge of both worlds bridging the gap between generations. He often thought of his great-grandfather, Dakota, and the sacrifices he had made to ensure their survival. Ayana, too, felt a deep connection to her father, knowing that his strength had carried her through the darkest times. The land that had once been a place of sorrow now felt like home, filled with the stories of those who had come before. Wes, though proud of his heritage, understood the importance of adapting to the world around him. He encouraged his community to find a balance between honoring the past and embracing the future. The old songs were sung once more, and the stories of the Trail of Tears were passed down with reverence and respect. Wes's children, though living in a modern world, carried the spirit of their ancestors in their hearts. Ayana, now frail but still strong in spirit, knew that her family's legacy would continue for generations to come. The children of the Great Migration had found a way to survive, blending the old ways with the new. The strength of their ancestors flowed through their veins, guiding them through the challenges of life. Wes often sat by the river, listening to the wind, feeling the presence of those who had walked the land before him. The stories of Dakota, Ayana, and Wes were woven into the fabric of their family, a testament to their resilience. Though the world had changed, the spirit of the Cherokee remained unbroken, passed down from one generation to the next. The land, once filled with tears, now echoed with laughter and hope, a reminder of the strength of their people. Wes knew that the journey of his ancestors was not just a story of sorrow, but one of survival and triumph. The future was uncertain, but with the knowledge of the past, Wes and his family knew they could face anything. The children of the Great Migration had reclaimed their heritage, honoring the sacrifices of those who came before them.